Um, we gotta hit the panic button. Somebody hit the panic button. You know, like the easy button. When you hit the easy button, that was easy. That was easy. That was easy. We gotta hit the panic button. But it's a way more effective button. Who the fuck you talking to? Not me. Couldn't be me. No, not me. Who the fuck you talking to? Not me. Couldn't be me. No, not me. Man, I like that Luda. You know what I'm saying? It's an okay beat, but I just like the fact that when folks start yelling, who the fuck you talking to? Because it's that kind of vibe. Who the fuck you talking to? Brother Panic. Hit the motherfucking panic button. So everybody should go buy this book if you can. OccultLectures.com, spelled exactly how it sounds. OccultLectures.com. It's $100, just a fair warning. $100 book. Get it when you can. Support the cause. Whatever. All that good shit. I fuck with it. But this is book number 1. Volume 1. There is volume 2 before whatever happened. But at least we got volume 1 and 2 out of the nigga before whatever happened. So, boom. The nigga goes through a lot of rituals. This is one hell of a book, but it does. There's a chapter in here, especially about the women, black couples, and it's in the public domain. Please don't fuck me up in no weird way, shape, form, or fashion. I have hella respect for this nigga, but it is one thing that everybody should fucking know, and it's painfully obvious. So, again, we hit the panic button, and before I really get into it as well, we want to shout out, because obviously, he's the reason why we're making this video as well, SWIRLCONOMICS. You know what I'm saying? If I did what I was supposed to do, then I should have shared his fucking video before, while my video is uploading, because as I watched his shit, I knew we was getting ready to pull out these books. Because again, I hit the panic button on damn near everything I motherfucking watch. And FD Signifier did one hell of a video. Hell of a video. Watch it on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, but don't do none of that shit. Keep running and hiding as a creator. I don't give a fuck. I don't know if he does or not. But subscribe to his shit, man. It's fucking dope. It's fucking dope. And I like the type of research and motherfuckers that really do their research and go in depth, man. Teach me. I'm fucking with it. Again, on my Gemini shit, I love to learn. So SWIRLCONOMICS, man, and at the heart of it all, to sum it up, like just to give it my little quick summation, so to speak. But basically why you keep seeing white women with black men all the time, or the main actor, or in the ad or whatever, it's usually a black man with a white woman. I mean, look, I'm in the Ville, bro. Kentucky, the very governor of Kentucky, right? Black dude. I can't even remember his fucking name, right? But black dude got this white woman, and he's married to a white woman, and they have a little mixed baby. And I remember looking at the picture, and it was like, none of that shit looks right, like, at all. Even though he's the clean-cut black dude with the crispy white teeth, and you know what I'm saying? She's clearly the country bumpkin-ass white woman. I mean, not to say it like that, but she's a grade A white woman, you know what I mean? It's like, that kind of don't look right. And then the little baby that they got in the middle and whatever, of course, it's a little light-skinned, but it's like, it don't even look like their kid. I hate to. The picture was just wild, bro. And I'm not going to put it up, but it was just wild, man. But, again, it's like, this is what you see. And it's like, it's just all around the board. We got all of these books. The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. This 90s. This shit was in the 90s. They was talking about this shit in the 90s. And early 1900s. This nigga wrote this book a long time ago. So again, FD Signifier, watch that shit. You can watch that shit before you watch this shit. Watch this shit before you watch that shit. Either way, you're going to learn some shit here. So, like I said, I will hit the fucking panic button on a lot of shit that I watched. Spoiler alert, one of the things that FD Signifier mentioned, And again, we're going to get deeper into it. But like I said, watch the fucking video. But you always see this shit in ads. It's everywhere. You'll see the leading black actor or the black man with the white woman, or the white woman pursuing some type of black man. I've even taken it a step further, and it's like you always see the angry white woman behind like a lot of the shit. It ends up being a woman. If not, like in Shazam, if it ain't the black woman on some power trippy hungry shit, then it's the white woman. But either way, it's an angry woman at the end of it all. And there's a reason for that too. I ain't gonna get into all of that. But there's, point being, SWIRLCONOMICS. I just wanted to hit that one freaking thing. And in his book, in one of these chapters, it does talk about black couples. And you know what I'm saying? How often you do not really see, and I'm not quoting this from his book, but yeah, there is a little section there about black couples. I'm going to put that down. R.I.P. Brother PANiC. But you hardly ever see like black couples actually working it out, and you know what I'm saying, like getting it together. I remember, speaking of working it out, I remember having an argument with my mom, and our arguments aren't bad. It wasn't like we was yelling at each other. It's just, I'm trying to prove my point, she's trying to prove her point. That's an argument. A reason or list of reasons supporting an action, event, or whatever the fuck is an argument. So you don't have to be yelling and screaming to argue with a motherfucker. And the only time it's a debate is if you have a judge and somebody's actually going to win the argument, or other people get to decide who won the actual argument, who was better at proving their point, or whose points hit harder, whatever. But that's a debate. Some people go, I ain't going to debate. Nigga, who's judging? Anyways, I'm going to get into it. But you get my point here, right? Hopefully you get the point. Alright, nigga, that's enough rambling. I remember talking to mom, and she was like, man, you and your baby mama argue a lot, and da-da-da-da. And even though, you know what I mean, nigga, we ain't married, and I wouldn't even call it some type of relationship. We have, obviously, it's some kind of relationship, a friendship at the very least, you know what I'm saying? But point is, it was like, well, I understand. The kids do see a lot of arguments, but they also see niggas working it out, actually sticking together, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, whatever the fuck you call that. You know what I'm saying? But we figured shit out, you know what I mean? Even if it's, okay, well, understand, the only thing I give a fuck about is the kids. You, the same, true. Oh, okay, well, yeah, I know it matters. You know what I mean? A lot of this shit matters, you know what I'm saying? Seeing an actual black couple, and it's kind of nuts, but we've gotten compliments from white and black people, or just, all kind of people of all races, whatever else, not to even bring race into it, because we're talking about race, right? But we're getting compliments. I'm getting compliments. We be out and about, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, my baby mama, and they be like, oh, you guys are such a happy family, and whatever else. And I mean, I'm looking, I'm like, how you know this is my bitch? Or just, you know what I'm saying? But it'll be me, her, and the kids, or whatever else. And they'd be like, they might not even know there's a family, whatever else. Like I've told her, at work, and it's wild, because again, she even talked about this in the Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. But I'll be like, man, at work, in certain areas or arenas or circles or whatever you want to call it, the people and shit, I'll be like, I'll say my old lady, because I think baby mama is class, it's uncouth. You know what I mean? But I want to be like, man, my baby mama, da-da-da-da, you know what I'm saying? But I'll be like, my old lady, or, my, yeah. Shit like that. I'll say my old lady most of the time. I can't really even think of something else, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm damn sure not going to say my wife or my fiance. But I'll be like, man, shit, my old lady, da-da-da-da. Because neither do I need to get into the point factor, you know what I'm saying? I got like 2 baby mamas. So, you know what I'm saying? There's no point in all this. I'm just saying, certain whatever. I just be like, man, shoot, my old lady, man, da-da-da-da. Or I understand, I get you. You know what I'm saying? My ex or my, again, it's just, we just keep the conversation moving. Yeah, my old lady, da-da-da-da. Anyways, I'm just saying, man, point being, the kids have actually seen niggas working shit out, you know what I'm saying? There might have been a lot of fuck yous, and they heard some vulgar language. It is what it is. They can laugh it out, but they also, again, see motherfuckers move on and work out. It ain't like the end all be all, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, you are allowed to feel how you want to feel and think how you want to think, you know what I mean? Like dude with the SWIRLCONOMICS, he's I appreciate his view on this or that and whatever, you know what I mean? But me personally, I gotta hit the panic button. But really, I just wanted to take it a little deeper because I thought that shit was dope. Alright, enough rambling. Let's read some of this shit straight from the book. I thought that shit was dope. But again, you hardly ever see it. So, he mentioned Spider-Man and how here you are, you got basically the black superhero, but he was, you know what I'm saying, him and Gwen, Spider-Gwen, which is still even like another facet of itself, but I'm going to get all that. But him and fucking Spider-Gwen kind of, you know, and it's a white girl. And I'm like, you know, I'm watching the Santa Clauses with Tim Allen and, you know, let alone, again, hit the panic button. This nigga got Swarthy Pete, which if you know something about Santa Claus and this or that and just, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the myth and history and whatever else about Santa Claus, not all Santa Claus movies does he have a little elf with him. But not only does he have an elf with him, he's got a little black elf with him with the afro and whatever else, so like Swarthy Pete. So in the Santa Clauses on Disney Plus with Tim Allen, the new little series or whatever, he's got Swarthy Pete with him. And if not episode 1, yeah, I think it's episode 1, but basically Santa Claus is, spoiler alert, but he's kind of losing his magic or whatever the fuck else. But Swarthy Pete and the head elf in the spot are having this talk or whatever, and he's like, but honey buns. And this little white elf is like, no, at home, I'm honey buns. At work, I'm the boss. Oh, nigga, that hit the panic. Who the fuck you talking to? Not me. Who the fuck you talking to? Who the fuck you talking to? Not me. Couldn't be me. No, not me. Who the fuck you talking to? Not me. Couldn't be me. No, not me. I'm telling you, man. Luda. Who not me, bro? Listen to that shit just for the chorus. You know what I'm saying? Because it's, I can't really say that rappers are, you know, they're not bad. But just for the chorus. Who the fuck you talking to? I like the way Luda comes on. I'm a real ass nigga. Something like that. I like the way Luda comes on. I ain't heard it in a minute, but again, that's my version of the motherfucking panic button. Because it's like, hold on, nigga. Like I said, this shit is everywhere. Every freaking where. Everywhere you look. Everywhere you look. So in Bad Boys 3, Will Smith didn't have, I think it was Bad Boys 3. But remember, his son was coming at him. So it wasn't necessarily a white girl, but it wasn't a black girl either. He was trying to get at old girl, so to speak, which is dude's sister. Like there ain't a million other anyway, gonna get into all of that. Gonna get into all of that type of shit. But yeah, nigga, point is, you will hardly ever see a leading black man, or just, you know, with a black woman, it's gonna be some type of whatever, or she's gonna be extremely light skinned. But the melanated, man, it's hard. Dude even talked about that in SWIRLCONOMICS. I'm telling you, it's a hell of a video. It's like Hollywood acts like the chocolate black woman does not exist. You know what I'm saying? They are light brown, Sanaa Lathan, Taraji P at best. You know what I'm saying? You hardly ever get a chocolate chick that's really like, you know what I'm saying, like that. I don't know if you could, I mean, Vivica A. Fox, you get a brown one, you will get a brown one, but a chocolate, you don't really see it. But anyway, it's just in general, man, it's hard to even see the black couple, the actual black couple. Don't give a fuck what it is, you know what I'm saying, especially if they ain't light skinned. It's hard to see them really cracking like that. But he brought that up in the video. So I just wanted to touch a lot of these books, share some of these books with y'all, because it was a good one. And like I said, we're going to get to another video. Cootie Mayo brought us some good shit. So I'm going to get back to my Lucifer versus Armand book, because he brought up some good shit. And I really want to get back to that video. It did some really good numbers. So I ain't forgot about you. And I know I'm all over the place again on my Gemini shit. I'm all over the place. So check this shit out, man. I had to share this shit with you. So, SWIRLCONOMICS. Let's go all the way back to the Iceman's inheritance. I didn't really know where to start, but man, let's go all the way back to the Iceman's inheritance. Let's start here, because because it may come as something of a shock, therefore and again, this is all in public domain, we're reading for educational purposes, reviews, brief reviews, book reviews, all that good legal stuff. It may come as something of a shock, therefore, and this is the Iceman's Inheritance, Love and Expansion, Chapter 7, most spiritual number. Love and Expansion. I wonder why it's Chapter 7. It may come as something of a shock, therefore, to discover that most of mankind is innocent of anything like the Western notion of love. Innocent of anything. Innocent. We don't mean it. We just, it doesn't mean no harm. But we did not come to that same conclusion as the Westerners. It just didn't happen like that. Like the Western notion of love, whatever it is that we mean by love, it is simply irrelevant to most of mankind. The Chinese do not even have a word corresponding to love. The ancient Egyptians' two favorite words and concepts were Ankh and Jed. Ankh meaning life and Jed meaning stability, like the Jedi. D-J-E-D. Jed. Meaning stability. There is a good deal of uncertainty about whether the ancient Egyptians even possessed something similar to our idea of love. But if they did, the notion did not enjoy the degree of importance it boasts in our culture. Perhaps it is time to analyze our notion of love from a psychobiological perspective. As a more or less uniquely Western invention, love must somehow be connected with our evolutionary experience and with our peculiar motivational requirements. Our peculiar motivational motherfucking requirements. So, again, I could have put the mask on. I should have put the mask on. I wanted to put the mask on and completely flip the fuck out. But no, we're going to Professor OZ because FT Signifier did a hell of a job. So we just want to back it up, go a little deeper, you know what I'm saying, into this, because it's what we do on this channel. We like to connect dots. Connect motherfucking dots, nigga. So, again, and I got this purple book called The Science of Love. I should go grab it. But we don't get into all of that. I'm not going to get into all of that because I've done a whole motherfucking video. You might have to slide back, go back, or look at one of my most viewed videos. But I did a video, and it's called Love, a Western invention of mind control. The title is something like that. But it's a Western invention of mind control. And I've read a lot of these books, this book, that book. It's a nice long video. I believe it's over an hour long. It's at least an hour long. But I have talked about it extensively in my other shit. So him doing this SWIRLCONOMICS, I just want to tie all of these books right back together. This book was early in my YouTube career, shall I say. This was probably a year or so back. Didn't get a whole lot of views when I did this shit. But oh my God, does it tie in to everything dude is saying, why they do this shit. And I ain't trying to get in no trouble. This is why I'm just reading the books. I'm just giving y'all the information. You take with it, let it warp, transform, do whatever you wants to do, or become nothing in your mind. Doesn't matter to me. I'm not telling you these are my personal beliefs. I'm just connecting the dots as we do as a liberal arts philosopher. You know what I'm saying? We do this, right? We're on the path. So this is what we do. This is what we do. Let's keep it going. If we further accept the argument that Western man suffers more sexual reproductive aggression and frustration due to glacial adaptations conflicting with sexual ones, then it becomes clear why love is so important in the West. Love is that middle ground between aggression and the ability to reproduce. Love is that place where we can feel unthreatened in sex and the place where we can have sex without directing aggression towards our partner. The place where sex and respect can coexist for both ourselves and our partners. Given the greater degree of reproductive threat for West of man, and given the greater degree of consequent frustration and aggression, that place called love can be very small and exclusive, but of utmost personal importance. A pair bond, love, is displaced aggression. It is aggression shoved aside literally so that the partners can reproduce without threat. Now, understand that we are talking about Western man. And I'm not trying to go there, but we are way late in the book, like I said, chapter 7, and I went there before, but sexual dimorphism, you see it all the time. Again, even in that movie, The Santa Clauses, but it's called sexual dimorphism, according to this book. But even in the movie Santa Clauses, there's very little differences between the white man and the white woman. As far as a boy and a girl, sexual dimorphism, the characteristics of a boy the boys look like girls, the girls look like boys. So it's hard to tell the motherfucking difference. You see what I'm saying? Especially if they're both slender. But it's hard to tell the difference in a lot of Neanderthal, Caucasians. Well, fuck it, this is what dude's talking about. This is written by a white man, all of that shit. So in Caucasoid societies amongst white people, which in the ISIS paper, that's straight up what she calls it, which is kind of what we're getting at. But amongst white people, sexual dimorphism is high or low, whichever one means, you know what I'm saying, there's a low rate, of sexual, so it's low as fuck. So it's hard to distinguish like the boys from the girls. But it's easy to do with the jaw lines and this or whatever else. It's easier to do with other races and whatever else, you know what I'm saying? So there you go. Hell, if anything, even the hair kind of distinguishes shit. But point being, it's easier to do with other races than it is to do with white people. So, you know, there you go. So, anyways, we take it all the way back to the Iceman's inheritance. Let's get a little bit more meat and potatoes in this motherfucking video. We already 20 minutes in. We don't want to go overboard. But, yeah. We got to get to it. To hit on SWIRLCONOMICS. You know what? Now, let's get right to it. Let's get right to it. Because, like I said, I don't want to take up most of the time. A lot of people don't even wait this motherfucking long for real. So now that we done got 20 minutes in, let's get right to it. Ooh. So, the straight up crest theory. Straight up, the crest theory of color confrontation and racism, aka white supremacy. Unlike religion, the body of knowledge known as science takes the position that all observable phenomenon can be explained, or at least is grist for the mill of investigation, analysis, and understanding by the human mind. Right? Unlike religion, science takes the position that all observable phenomena can be explained. Heretofore, racism has been defined and described variously. Yet, in my view, we don't need to do all that. Okay? In today's very small world, at least 3/4 of the people are non-white, and the members of this non-white majority population are subjected to domination throughout their lives, either directly or indirectly, by a tiny minority of the world's people who classify themselves as white. Racism, aka white supremacy, then, is revealed as one of, if not the most important observable phenomenon in the world today, for which social, behavioral, and all other scientists should be seeking an explanation. Social scientists, liberal arts, social scientists, and this is science, should be seeking an explanation. This is science, nigga. Cause and effects. Science. Eat a dick for all those emotionally charged motherfuckers. Science, which is why I like SWIRLCONOMICS. It's science, which is, you know, why I said I just really love that fucking video, bro. And we had to get a little deeper into that to bring you in. Okay? Contrary to most present thinking, there is only one functional racism in the known world: white supremacy. Neely Fuller, in his 1969 copyrighted The United Independent Compulsory Code, a textbook workbook for thought, speech, and action, anyways, recognize the need for a functional statement on racism, one that could be utilized daily by those earnestly seeking to bring about social change. Right. So he called racism basically white supremacy. One thing to call it. The only valid operational definition of racism is white supremacy. He observes that in spite of any and all statements the world's non-white peoples may make about themselves having economic and or political independence and the like, in the final analysis they are all victims of the white supremacy process. Neely Fuller explains that racism is not merely a pattern of individual and or institutional practice. It is a universally operating system of white supremacy and domination in which the majority of the world's white people participate. Now, this is the crest theory. I'm just reading pieces again. educational purposes. Just reading pieces, kind of skipping through, whatever. The goal of the white supremacy system is none other than the establishment, maintenance, expansion, and refinement of world domination by members of a group that classifies itself as the white race. Now, we are going somewhere with this. We most certainly are. I'm going to skip way ahead. Way ahead. All right. Oh no, maybe I shouldn't have skipped way too far ahead. I just want to get to the motherfucking actual statement. Okay. All right. So here's the final. Here's we can go with this, right? I reason then that the quality of whiteness is indeed a genetic inadequacy or a relative genetic deficiency state based upon the genetic inability to produce the skin pigments of melanin, which is responsible for all skin color. The vast majority of the world's people are not so afflicted, which suggests that color is normal for human beings and color absence is abnormal. Additionally, this state of color absence acts always as a genetic recessive to the dominant genetic factor of color production. Color always annihilates, phenotypically and genetically speaking, the non-color white. Black people possess the greatest color potential, with brown, red, and yellow peoples possessing lesser quantities, respectively. This is the genetic and psychological basis for the Kresch theory of color confrontation and racism, aka white supremacy. So, just want to throw that out there because damn near the entire book is nothing but that. I promise you. Nothing but that. From their own, you get everything. Paper, money, and gold. Even, and then with paper, money, and gold, it was kind of dope because the word stone in the language of the ancients means testicles. Testicles contain the genetic material. In the context of the decoded symbolism of gold, the alchemist's search for the philosopher's stone can be translated as the search for the testicles that contain the genetic potential to produce the satin black and golden brown skin color. The word stone, meaning testicle, even comes down to the present in such language expressions as stone ache, which is colloquial term used for testicular ache. The foregoing discussion is presenting in the hope of increasing professional understanding and appreciation of the world of symbols, logic, thought, and behavioral dynamics in which we presently find ourselves. SWIRLCONOMICS, right? The psychiatrist working with black patients will have the task of helping those patients understand paper money and gold as symbols in the culture, and most importantly, increase their sense of self-respect and self-worth, even in the face of the declining value of paper money and decreasing availability of gold. So, I mean, you know, this shit goes everywhere, but basically, them motherfuckers want to cover themselves in money, cover themselves in color, you know what I mean, or just whatever, because they don't have like what we have. This is why it's like green. It's the same thing as like in the Bible. That's what I want to point out. Yeah, in the Bible, I thought it was really dope because they talk about how when they first found out they was naked or they were different or whatever else you want to call it, it's almost like they were made in the image. But when they realized, oh, everybody else is black and we white, but they wanted to cover up their nakedness, is what they said. That's what one of the things she talked about in that Paper, Money, and Gold. Cover up their nakedness with the leaves. So, by covering up their nakedness, you know what I'm saying, covering up their inefficiency, the ability to make money, they can cover up, well, because, you know what I'm saying, we ain't this or whatever else, nigga, we rule the world. Boom, how you like that shit? And by we, I'm talking about white people. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, just in general, you know what I mean? That like that's one of the reasons why they chase money, or they're so, you know what I'm saying, serious about like getting money and whatever else. It's the same like in the Bible, they're trying to cover up their nakedness with the green leaves. So anyways, it's one of the things they mentioned in that book. And again, this is why this shit goes so fucking hard. And I mean, I ain't trying to hit you with too much, but I am trying to hit you. It's why I hit the fucking panic button Who the fuck we talking to? I'm talking to you, nigga. So, alright. Let's get it. Basically, yeah, the genetic inadequacy. So we talking about these nuts, nigga. So if the black man, however dark he is, gets with a white woman, she's going to lighten up that baby. And as much as many babies, you know, at least it's lighter. But if he's not getting with a dark-skinned woman, it takes out dark babies. You see what I'm saying? And it goes deeper into like giving the white woman what she actually wants, which is to, you know, create something of color, because she can make a black baby. You see what I'm saying? White men are just assed out. Ain't nothing they can do. They cannot make a white baby. I mean, a black baby. There's only one way to get a white person. Anybody know what that is? There's only one way to make a white baby. How do you make a white baby? There's only one way. Anybody know? There's only one way to make a white baby. One way. Well, I mean, there's a couple of different ways, but I'm just saying, what's the easiest way to make a white baby? How about that? How you make a white baby? Anybody know? White man, white woman. That's the only way to make a white baby. Boom, there you go. Which it does, she states in this, which I've said in my video about Maya and the Three, which they pointed to, alluded to, and showed you in Maya and the Three. That's exactly what happened with the Blanco, but with the white woman, basically. Through incest, and it's basically through incest. It's where a lot of the genetic, whatever the fuck, come from, genetic defects and whatnot. When you see a lot of people in Africa or whatever else, and they got them lips, you know what I'm saying? Or they shits is connected and whatnot. When you see the babies like that, you know what I'm saying? Or even with the eyeball or some old shit, whatever. Basically, them genetic defects, according to the Francis, you know, this book or whatever. I'm not no scientist. I don't know. Don't quote me on this shit. But most of them defects come from incest and whatnot. When they just stay mating with people in the tribe, or that could be your cousin's cousin. Well, I'm just saying, when you stay in the tribe in this local region and whatever else, eventually the family genetics are all going to get like jumbled up and mixed up, and that could be your cousin thrice removed. But all the intermarriage, mixed families and shit like that or whatever, even these motherfuckers marrying their brothers and sisters, just whatever, you know, even like the poly relationships, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, whatever, I don't know. Point is, incest is how you get that. So after so long, you know what I'm saying, these motherfuckers, you end up with a white baby. You know what I'm saying? It's to be an albino, just like any other animal and whatever else on the planet, nigga. They're all albinos. And it's mainly through incest is how you get an albino human. So if an albino from one DNA strand and an albino from another tribe or DNA strand, if they get together, it's more likely that they can have a kid versus an albino inside the tribe or whatever else. That albino with anybody else, chances are you have a very, very low rate of having a kid. And because it's an albino, the muscles, all the structure is flaccid. All of that shit, dude. All of that shit gets talked about, how the muscle structure is flaccid, this, that, the third, whatever else. So, I mean, you see these motherfuckers going nuts, taking the SARMs and the steroids and all of it, going nuts, trying to get all the power in the muscles, and aka like bodybuilding to show the white man in such a superior form, and he's, you know, just and whatever else. Nigga, I ain't take no diuretics or whatever else, but you can see my cuts and whatever, nigga. I'm cracking like that. You know what I'm saying? I take a little pre-workout drink, but I'm just in shape, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, some of these motherfuckers, they gotta take to this, to that, to that, to this. Of course, I ain't no huge nigga. If I was like 200 pounds and I'm gonna have to do this to somewhere, but like the diuretics and whatnot, I'm just saying. Point is, she posits there's a lot of the reasons why they do a lot of this shit, and a lot of it is structured, just straight up to, I got the hidden, where's that book at? The Hard Knocks of Grimm's Fairy Tales. Around here somewhere. But I remember showing y'all on the front of that book, The Hard Knocks of Grimm's Fairy Tales. Where you at? I always got shit in places. I got stacks of books everywhere. But on The Hard Knocks of Grimm's Fairy Tales, one moment. I gotta walk over and get it. Hard Facts, my bad, I keep saying the Hard Knocks. Hard Facts of Grimm's Fairy Tales. Look on that shit. See how he's got his sword, and it's kind of short, but see how he's got that sword like pointed right at her womb. Symbols. The symbols of this shit. But there's a lot of that going on. A lot of that going on in these fairy tales. They hiding a lot of shit. A lot of the symbols and whatnot. It's hiding a lot of shit in these regular souls. SWIRLCONOMICS, the symbols. When you really start to peep the symbols again. Why you keep seeing this and whatever else. Dude touched on a lot of points. I just wanted to bring up some books from the 90s and shit. This is a book. Like he even brought up the, the godfather of the manosphere, Kevin Samuels, which I've talked about him too. Monster Pimpin', did a video, Monster Pimpin' Kevin Samuels. But he brought the, Kevin Samuels talks about this book often. You should get these fucking books and read it and see what they say. Black woman wrote this book. This book, and she also wrote the Black Woman's Guide to Understanding the Black Man. So it is what it is. But I mean, she got a lot of flack. You see her face on there? She got a lot of flack for writing this book. And they tried to dog her on the internet and everything, man. But before I even get to that, let me finish this one out. I wanted to show you, I wanted to read from this chapter. The crisis in black male, black female relationships. Is it a false problem? Is it a false problem? Dun, dun, dun. So. Disenchantment with the institution of marriage, disharmony, disrespect, separation, divorce, single female-headed households are the norm. The absence of male role models for developing black male children in youth. Epidemic levels of teenage pregnancy. Thousands of children abandoned to foster care and adoption. Black male bisexuality and homosexuality. Black female bisexuality and homosexuality. Increasing numbers of black females with more education and income than their black male counterparts. Hardly any black people knowing 5 happy black couples. Given these dynamics as ever-present realities in the black community, it would seem that there is a crisis of immense and serious proportions in the black male, black female relationship in the final decades of the 20th century. If black male and black female alienation is not resolved, is there any hope for a meaningful future for the black race? Same thing Kevin Samuels was saying. The same thing this lady was saying. And she was saying this shit in the 90s. Been trying to say this shit, but now that the internet is more prevalent, you have more access to these things. I got all this shit off Amazon. You have no excuse. You fucking YouTube right now, which is why I'm sharing the video SWIRLCONOMICS. We just might not know. I mean, dude ain't got 1 million followers. I don't know how many of the niggas that actually subscribe to me know anything about FD Signifier. And this is why I'm trying to, it's why we got to do this shit. Same thing with like Kuri Mayo, because a nigga might ask me, I'm going to refer you to FD Signifier's fucking video. Now that I did this shit, I might refer you to mine, but even in mine, I'm still going to refer you to FD Signifier's video, because again, I'm not the only nigga saying this. I may be saying it in my words and in my way, but there are other people out there, and I mean, ask, seek, and ye shall find. If you're looking for the truth, man, that's what it is. But anyways, check this out. In the title of this chapter, I ask if this dilemma between the black male and the black female is a false problem. A false problem is one that on the surface appears to be valid, but upon closer scrutiny is only a symptom of the true problem. In present discussion, this means that the discord between black males and black females and the failure to establish long-lasting harmonious relationships are caused by another problem. When the underlying dynamic is exposed, analyzed, and understood, it is possible to remedy the symptom, false problem. Only then can short-term and long-term tactics be developed. When the underlying cause is discovered, addressed, and neutralized, the false problem begins to wither away. So again, treat the cause, not the symptoms. Cause and effect, nigga. If you keep getting sick, you don't, just because your nose is running, I mean, sure, you can unblock your sinuses or this or whatever else, but nigga, if you keep finding yourself in an environment where you keep catching a fucking cold, you need to remove yourself from the environment or turn the fucking heat up. Don't just keep treating your dripping nose. Treat the cause, not just the symptoms. Been saying that. And because this is science, we're supposed to be analyzing this shit, going deep as fuck. So I started with the Iceman's inheritance. Now I'm hitting you with this ISIS papers. We going deep as fuck, right? Failure to analyze the white supremacy dynamic deeply is a tragedy, because this dynamic is the fundamental cause of the failed relationships between black males and black females. If prevented marriages of black males and black females during slavery, and it currently separates the black female and black male for 11 months out of each year in South Africa. This is written in the 90s. The same white supremacy dynamic has kept Nelson and Winnie Mandela apart for over 20 years. Again, this was written in the 90s. Because whites fear genetic annihilation and because only males can initiate sexual intercourse forcefully, during slavery, black males were oppressed more harshly than black females. This pattern of greater pressure on the non-white male is historic and continues. This explains why black males are victimized harshly by police. I'm not going to keep going to this. Black males, because of the extreme victimization on these two areas, black males have the highest levels of unemployment and underemployment and the highest rates of prison incarceration. Now, again, this was written in the 90s. I'm not going to go into this. The Black King, okay. Check this one out. This is good, right? This conscious and unconscious struggle for white genetic survival by the global white collective necessitates certain basic and specific relationship patterns between whites and black males and whites and black females in all areas of life. All areas. An appropriate analogy is found in the game of chess. The white king, the companion white queen of all the other pieces on the white pieces on the chessboard, must move in certain specific patterns against the black king, the black queen, and of all the other black pieces if the white king is to checkmate the black king. Alright, that is, of course, the main objective of the game of chess. And in the game of chess, white always makes the opening aggressive move. The black king and the black queen must move in tactical and strategic harmony with one another if they are to counter the white assault successfully and defend their side of the chessboard effectively. This harmony is particularly crucial if they are to checkmate the white king. If someone with no in-depth knowledge about the game of chess sits down at the chessboard to play the black side of the board while an expert in the game of chess sits down on the white side of the board, the player on the black side of the board will surely lose. He or she simply will be checkmated repeatedly. The player on the black side does not understand the game. If, however, that same person who repeatedly is lost, you see what I mean? If you don't know what the fuck you doing, the rules of the game, if you're not even an expert, just because you know, okay, in chess the pieces do this and do that, if you didn't even know on, and let's not even say expert, an advanced, like an intermediate level, that the white always goes first, so the white is aggressive. The white goes on offense. The black immediately plays defense. Immediately, black is always on defense. White is always on offense. And white gets to start first. It's wild as fuck. But you see the symbols, yeah? Stabilized union between the black male and the black female means the eventual end to white supremacy. When the black male and the black female simply define their joint struggle in terms of achieving education, housing, jobs, and money, rather than as specifically countering the global and local dynamic for white genetic survival, right? Instead of just trying to be the biggest nigga in your area or just trying whatever, like dude said in SWIRLCONOMICS, black love. When they talked about black love, everybody else got this shit. You know what I'm saying? I remember working at Swift and niggas, and it's a pig plant here in the Ville. But I remember working at Swift and some of the Latin dudes, it was Cuban dudes, but they was like, man, just, here's the thing, man. Point is, the Latin Hispanics or whatever, you know what I'm saying, they at least speak a different language. They can understand this shit. Mexican might not be Cuban, but they can understand enough of each other's words and just whatever else. But I'm just saying, the Latin community, though they may not, whatever, they can still band together and fuck with each other. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't do that. Niggas do not do that. You can't find a black spot, and just because it's black people, we do that shit, or we whatever. Okay, where they from? What they this? Whatever. You know what I mean? Of course, we've had thousands and thousands of years, millions upon millions of years of dealing with other groups of niggas. So we know what was happening here. First, it was just us anyway. So, I mean, like the 12 tribes or whatever the fuck they be talking about that. It trips me out because, you know, now just like, well, all 12 of them niggas were niggas. So you mean both David and Goliath were both niggas? Yes, they were niggas. I ain't gonna get into all of that. I'm just saying, man, it could be the same. That's the point. There may be a nigga that just hit the panic button on me, like, hold on, because this and that. I'm not the Bible thumping nigga, bro. I ain't been down them paths or whatever. But you got the books, you got the knowledge. Hit the panic button. I appreciate that. Good deal. Good for you. But you get my point, man. If white people are relatively new, which it even talks about that in the Iceman's Inheritance, white people are relatively new, like since the last ice age. So white people have only been around for like 50,000 years. Something like that. I may be exaggerating. Don't quote me on them exact numbers, but they only been around for like 50,000 years. So anyways, I'm just saying, man, it's a whole other dynamic. What she says, again, in this book, it's all about genetic survival and whatnot. So, you'll see a black man with a white woman. They'll see that a whole lot, because at the very least they can dumb down them genetics, because if he gets with a white woman and he stays with the white woman, it'll just be little mixed babies, and that's one less nigga out the game. And we can either kill, straight up kill the little mixed babies, or again, the mixed babies eventually will have babies with white people. They'll be closer to white people, and now they're more white, more Western / white Caucasian, you know what I'm saying, induced or mind controlled or whatever, so they'll have a better time amongst white people and whatever, you know what I'm saying. So the point is, if the light skins eventually get with other white people, they'll just be more lighter and lighter babies. But you eliminate that whole strain right there by putting a black man with a white woman. They show you that all the time, whether it's against state, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Like, dude brought out the numbers, the data and the statistics. You know what I'm saying, of interracial couples and this and that. It's a hell of a video, man. Watch that fucking video. Like I said, I just wanted to go a little bit deeper, bring y'all into some books, upload some shit, because I ain't talked to you in a minute, and connect some dots. The last thing I wanted to hit, again, because we're talking about SWIRLCONOMICS, and just connect some dots and put it right in. Shahrazad Ali. There is a straight up chapter. Social Integration, Chapter 5, page 53. Wow. How dope is it on some numerology shit? Both of them shit started on page 53. I was looking for page 53 over here, and I'm looking for page 53 over here. But anyways, page 53. Let's get it. Social integration. Dating and marrying the white man. The black woman will date, again, educational purposes. The black woman will date, and as reportedly dating, I dropped my water bottle, man. Let me grab this shit. Nigga got the cotton mouth. We an hour in. Here's my phone. I guess my shit ain't went out. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me take a brief pause. I'll be right back. You niggas ain't gonna, like, y'all gonna really, you know what I'm saying, feel the break like that, nigga. So anyways, had to kill the cottonmouth and then light up a black. So we gonna get it right back. But check this out, cause it starts out hard, comes out banging. Chapter 5, first chapter, immediately. The black woman will date, and as reported daily, will marry a white man. She finds in her relationship with the white man perhaps the answer to all her dreams and fantasies. First, he is removed from the black experience and brings a new set of rules to the involvement. Rules of engagement. Second, he represents the culmination of every movie and TV show she has ever seen, featuring a gallant white beau who knows how to treat a woman and swoops in, always coming to her rescue. Which is also she talks about Disney later on in the chapter. I'm not going to read this whole motherfucking chapter to you, but again, back to like the Disney super chat hero, whenever you see the white, anyways, we're going to get to it, but check this out, right. Third, he is an alternative set of men whom she believes can be utilized because of the non-availability of black men. Ain't that what always gets said again, back to Kevin Samuels, you know what I mean? Now that there appears to be fewer black men and she can't get along with any of them, she is perusing other races to see what she can see. She believes she has tried in every way possible to be with the black man, and each time he fails. And it's all his fault. To just stay with the black man because he is her natural mate is absurd to her, and as her history has proven, counterproductive. Even worse, the black man is irritating to her, and he just won't do right. She is unwilling to accept a new approach and allows nothing to cloud her fine perceptions. She refuses to be governed by an obsolete set of standards that imply unselfish conduct and actions made only if they benefit the black nation. That's fine for the public, but in her private affairs, she is coldly analytical about what she wants personally, and in that area is oddly detached from her people. As a last resort, she may explain, it just happened. Nothing just happens. There is an explanation for everything. Even if the explanation is not immediately known, it can be explained, and it is not new. It's a science. It can be explained, and it is not new, which is kind of what they were saying before. The white woman and the black woman ain't never had the same struggle. I got this book called Sexual Politics in Ancient Athens. Never had the same struggle. In ancient China, man, I'm telling you, there are deities. Ancient Egypt, ancient Persia, nigga, women were not, I can't say ancient Persia, but in ancient Egypt at least, women were not subjected to that bullshit. Even Native Americans, man, you got Queen Khalifa and this and that, man, the whole nation. Women were not subjected to that bullshit. We did not treat, black people did not treat our women like that. And I mean, our mothers is everything, like dear mama and all that. My mama is everything to me. Everything to me, bro. I could start fucking crying now, nigga. My mama is everything to me, bro. Everything. And so is like my daughter. Like I just said, I demonstrated earlier. My son come in here, man, go on about your business. My daughter come in, what's wrong, baby girl? You okay? Are you alright? What happened? What did he do? I will go whoop his ass right now. It's a whole nother thing. So again, when you see what really happens and how it goes, I'm just saying real men. I'm not saying, well, that's the whole point, which is why I started with the Iceman's inheritance as well, because that says Western man. He does point out Western man is really the white man and the Caucasian Caucasoid, so to speak, but you niggas got their mind frames. A lot of these niggas, I don't want to say you niggas, but a lot of them niggas, and sometimes you niggas too, y'all got that mind frame, and that's what the fuck we got to snap out. We got to hit that fucking panic button. Who the fuck we talking to? Who the fuck you talking to? Not me. Couldn't be me. No. Who the fuck you talking to? Not me. Who the fuck you Who the fuck you talking to? Not me. Couldn't be me. No, not me. Man, that shit's dope. That shit is dope. So again, here we are in a whole nother book talking about why this shit is important. Because of genetic survival and whatnot, man. That's why we got SWIRLCONOMICS. That's why they gonna keep showing you, keep eating it, keep throwing it down your face. All that. Had to puff some life back into my fucking mouth. All that. You know what I'm saying? Like they pushing Mahomes in the Super Bowl. I looked at the commercial, Mahomes, and that's Mahomes and my auto. You don't have you. Peep the symbols, man. Peep the symbols, man. Like dude said in SWIRLCONOMICS, bro. Peep the fucking symbols, man. He brought up something, again, I didn't know. This is why we connecting dots and shit, right? But Travis Kelce and old girl. And I was also thinking to myself, why is this even such a thing? Like, why the fuck Taylor Swift, okay, Taylor Swift is shoes, but why are they even making such a thing about her dating this dude? And okay, she's at the games. Point is, all his exes were black. I don't want to say all of them, but they got dude shows pictures of Travis Kelce like kissing a black woman on her cheek on the carpet or just whatever. I'm just saying, man. He was with black girls. Now he's grade A white dude. He's with grade A white girl, and now he's pretty much looking like grade A white dude. But now he's got commercials, and he's this and he's that, and he's, you know what I'm saying? He's connected. Now he's my auto. He's in the game. So, back to the book, right? That's fine for the public. As a last resort, she may explain her dating a white man. That's what she means by she may explain it. She may explain her dating a white person as it just happened. But nothing just happens. There's an explanation for everything. And if an explanation is not immediately known, it can be explained. And it is not new. The black woman believes that she has reached the ultimate pinnacle. Hold on. Let me get to the good shit. All right. Dating and marrying. Oh. Boom. Oh no, I gotta go back a little bit. Just a little bit. My bad, y'all. It is most convenient for her to believe that there is a shortage of black men. Hopefully, there will continue to be a shortage of the type of wimpy, fearful black men she is looking for to control. Since she can't have the kind of black man she can rule, she is now pleading for social empowerment. She wants authorized governmental permission to achieve and be strong. Stronger than the black man. She has turned the process of personal growth into a social activity instead of spiritual commitment. The empowerment she seeks is really the right to devour the remaining black men who have refused to submit to her. So Kevin Samuels had even said that, you know what I mean, like there was this big push, basically, why they would rather have a fucking degree because they got the money, and money is power. You see what I mean? Would rather have a degree than have a relationship. Rather be a PhD than be a mom. For real. You know what I'm saying? Be good at motherhood. You don't get a PhD for being a mom. You know what I'm saying? I remember telling my baby mama, like, you know, just because you are a mother doesn't mean you're a good mother. That doesn't inherit, you know, just because you are the mom. You know what I mean? They don't automatically love you. Again, another one of them big ass fights and whatever else. This is philosophy, you know. Because they be like, well, you know, they dad, you do whatever. Just, nigga, as soon as they wake up, sometimes I'll even jog a little bit. But I go, man, I'm hugging the shit out of them. And I give them good hugs. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm just like, oh, but good hugs, you know. They ain't got to do shit. Hey, I love you. You know, I'm calling right now. Jewel, little man, Superman, come here. What, Dad? I love you. I love you too. And they going about their business. Oh, you love me? Can I have some candy? Yeah, go ahead. Just because I love you. You can have some candy. I don't give a fuck about what you done ate. This is none of that shit. It's just because I love you. You know, just for the cause. What's the cause? Because I love you. Because I love you. You ain't got to do shit. Because I love you. This is what I'm on. Ain't about what you on. It's what I'm on. But anyways, you get the point though, right? Just because you are a mom don't make you a good mom. But back to the book. You know, enough ranting. Back to the book. Back to the book. She has turned the process of personal growth into a social activity. The empowerment she seeks is really the right to devour the remaining black men who have refused to submit to her. Dating and marrying the white man is another flimsy excuse used to get out of the inevitable, submitting to the black man. Her new political idea of empowerment gobbles up and eliminates the rules that give the black man superiority and the black nation longevity. Because again, in much the same respect, how do you get a black baby? Talk as much shit as you want to, but as many as if the black women keep getting with these light skins and white men, there will be no more chocolate babies. There will be no brown babies. You cannot have a brown baby without me, nigga. I'm the brown sperm, bitch. My bad not to go there, but I'm going there. You know what I'm saying? This is why men need to act like they got some goddamn sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, we continue the motherfucking shit. You got to put... Anyways, which, not even to say it like that, but fuck it, I'm going to say it like that because I feel like, again, this is the symbols and what's going on, like, unconsciously and subconsciously. But this is why you'll see cats having, like, 4, 5, 6 babies and don't even care. Why men won't care about baby mamas or whatever. You got me bent. But we are going to continue this motherfucking race. There are going to be more black men on this planet, regardless of whatever social context and rules or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I know, hell, my baby mama... I mean, not my baby mom, my cousin. I got a cousin. She's got like 5 boys. And I remember something about child support hitting, but she only, from the nigga, one of the baby daddies that she has, one of her baby daddies has like 10 fucking kids. The point is, she only gets like $3, $2, $3 in child support a month from him. They can only take but so much, and because he's already got kids who are getting whatever the fuck. Now that she didn't have a kid and he's way down the list, he gets like $3. And I don't mean to laugh, but it's like, shit. You see what I'm saying? But the point is, race has been extended. There's another black man on the planet, and even though she's got them kids legit, nigga, they straight. So it happens how it happens, right? You get the point here. I hope you get some type of gem out of that. But the black man's accomplishments over trillions and trillions of years should not be compared to the measure of success the white man has set in America. There are more non-white people on the earth than white people. The white race is not the pace setter, and neither is the black woman. They are both the pace followers. The black woman, who does not study nor value history, does not realize that the time she is living in now is not the sum total of the time that she and the black man have inhabited the earth. Her mega generations have existed long before 2,000, 4,000, or 6,000 years ago. 6,000 years are but a drop in the bucket when compared to the time that the black man has walked the earth in peace. She has allowed her part to become remote and irrelevant. So, alright, we over an hour. I'm going to get back to doing what the fuck I got to do. I just wanted to read out some of them books. Hopefully y'all appreciate that shit. Man, SWIRLCONOMICS, the shit was hard, and again, it just brought all of these books just topple over. See, that's how you know we on the right shit. Spirit out here moving. Here's what it is. Maybe a motherfucker just let me move it. Whatever. You know what I mean? I could have just sat it down in the wrong spot. Whatever. You know what I mean? Niggas always trying to make something magical. It is what it is. But yeah, man, that shit was dope. Like I said, it suddenly started connecting dots. The pistons start firing off, and the connections start being made in the nigga brain. And I had to, you know, share some of that with y'all. So, SWIRLCONOMICS, man, I hope that shit cracks for you. Hope you like it as much as I did. FD Signifier. He's also has Signified B-sides. I subscribe to them both. I like that type of shit. So I just wanted to share my little insight. OZ the Wizard. Like, share, subscribe, but don't do none of that shit, man. Get at me.